tell you about these things. This is our midterm. Trying to schedule this on the 23rd of November. We're gonna use 2 rooms for the midterms to make you feel more comfortable. Because DK is not available, so I have to use E. So we use both rooms together, so it depends on which one you prefer to sit. About the topics, I will formulate which topics will come in the midterm. How many topics do you prefer? 1 to 6?
2.
4. I try to limit it to 3 to 4. Is that right? Okay. So easier for you to do revision. And I also want to thank you to our classmates, Sofians. He has helped me to find a date for you all to sit for midterm. Appreciate it a lot. And also, just now I asked our classmate also, Pia Shiming. He also helped me to find a classroom.
Bagi dorong dulu.
Unfortunately, BK is not available, so we have to use the key. Anyways, thanks a lot for you. Okay. Another thing I forgot to mention is the time I stay here is 2 to 4. So I thought we can arrive here maybe 15 minutes early. Yeah. Otherwise, we have to delay. Right? Okay. Right. Today we're gonna discuss the tutorial exercise. Tutorials 2 and 3 before we begin the lecture topics. Yeah? For those just coming, you can ask your friends about our midterms later. I just talked about midterm. You can ask them about information. Yeah. Okay. When you look at this exercise, I think that it tries to solve the problem here. But in case any one of you got the answers from textbook, for example, it is good, it is your reference. But usually the textbook won't give you a thorough explanation of the answer here. And my tutorials will give you a full explanation of what is going on here, this problem. Okay? Right. Let me copy and paste the questions to my whiteboard. Now, just feels that today is so special. On my way here, I see helicopters, and then when I come to these classrooms, everyone's break. But look cool, yeah. But just come in lots of front seat here. Well, I hope this is not too small for you to read. You have your papers, you can refer, right? And also I have to mention one more time, for those who just come in, just now I have talked about midterm, you can ask your classmate raters about the information, yeah? Okay, let's begin. I can see the words clearly from my laptop, but I don't know whether you can see it from here. You can refer to your papers if you have, yeah? Because I'm gonna refer to these questions, and I also need some space to make my answer here. Okay. Maybe I have just a little bit bigger. This one is big enough for you to read. Okay, let's begin. Just read the questions very quickly, and then I will explain it. Home has 1,200 units of labels available. It can produce 2 goods, apples and bananas. The unit of label requirements in apple production is 3, while in banana production is 2. Okay, very clearly, this is country. Home. Okay. Later we will have foreign in the subsequent question. And 1,200 units of labels. You might ask, what does it mean? Why don't you use 1,200 people? What does it use units? The units here can mean a group of labels. For example, 1,200 groups of labels. There are a lot of people in there. But unit here is just a general reference for unit of measurement. Okay? So we don't have to worry so much about these things. Okay. It can produce 2 goods, apples and bananas. Right. If you want to use a short way or a short name for apples and bananas, make sure to provide an indication. First of all, for example, here, I can write apple is equals to A, like this. Okay, this is apple. And then I can put B for bananas, like this. You can't just straight away provide a short name without providing indications. That will confuse people. I might assume this is country A or country B, right? The unit of labels requirements in apple production is 3, while banana production is 2. Unit. Again, I mentioned unit here is 3. It could be 3 units, could be 3,000 labels, right? But this question actually tries to simplify the matter, so it uses units. Question A. Draft apples production possibility frontier. This is a concept that you have already learned, especially in your microeconomics before. I believe you also encountered this concept in macroeconomics also. The production possibility frontiers is also a concept that we covered last week. A locus of alternative combination between 2 goods when resources have been fully used. That is the definition. Okay? Let me quickly plot the graph here. Okay. Don't forget the points of origin here. And if we have apple, we have bananas. And if you look at this diagram, we have x and y axis. So my preference is to put apples on the x-axis. It's A come first, X come first, X, Y, right? Okay, let's go ahead. Here I put apple. Or you can put A, since I have provided the indication. Don't forget the unit of measurement. You can also put here as unit, right? Just a general reference here. And from this axis, I have banana. This one also unit, right? Okay. How do we plot this production possibility frontier? Because we have only one resources here, label. our production possibility frontier is a straight line. Okay, let me draw this one. Right there. But don't forget to label it. E, F, the production possibility frontier. Some textbook will use a different words, which is production possibility curve. Both are correct. Okay. Now, this is not completed yet because you need to identify what is the value here and what is the value here. Now, the question tells you there are 1,200 units of label, and the productions of apple requires 3 units of label. The productions of banana requires 2 units. Which means that if we denote, if we allocate all labels to produce banana, how many we produce? How many can we produce?
2.
Right here, 100. Pardon? 400.
Hindi banana.
Again?
400.
400. Banana? 6. Apple.
Banana.
Banana
400.
Banana 400. How do you get 400?
Balik ya. Balik. Banana 600.
600. How do you get 600?
1,000. 1,200 divided by 2.
By 2.
Ah.
Okay, good. This point, as Anissa mentioned just now, this is 1,200 units of label divided by 2. Okay, so we got here 600. Because we allocate all labels to produce banana, right? This is what we get, 600. Now, what about apple? Apple is how many units? 400. Okay. How do you get this information? How do you get this 400? 1,200 divided by 3. Okay, excellent. Before this is the answer, divided by 3. Okay. Right. We done here. Question A. This is the solution. In question B, what is the opportunity cost of apples in terms of bananas? Again, we are looking for opportunity cost here. You remember in the class we discussed the opportunity cost of apple in terms of banana, right? Maybe I just write here this one. This is apple. Label unit. The label unit requires to produce apple. To the label unit requires to produce bananas. This is the opportunity cost of apple in terms of bananas, right? This also measures the slope of this graph, this PPF line, because how many units that you need to forego in terms of banana, like this, if you want to increase the production of apple. This measures the opportunity cost, okay? Because we are given the information of 3 and 2 units of labels to produce apples and banana respectively. Therefore, we can write here 3/2. This is the opportunity cost, right? Okay. What is the value we get here? 1.5. Good. This is units of apples or units of bananas. Bananas, right? Okay. This is, I just write here. This is units of bananas. I just use the short name here. I don't have enough space. This means if you let go 3 units of labels to produce apple, then you will be able to produce 1.5 units of bananas. Why? Because over here, let's say we have 1, 2, 3 labels here. Okay. These 3 units of labels are required to produce 1 apple, correct? Okay, I write here, this is 1 apple. How many units of labels are required to produce 1 bananas? I don't, okay, maybe you feel confused or funny here. How do we need 3 people, 3 persons to produce 1 banana? Just the same implication. I said 1 unit of label could mean 1,000 people. Okay? And I say 1 unit of banana can mean 10 bundles or maybe 100 bundles of bananas. That makes sense, yeah? Okay. Now from here, I say the question say 2 units of labels are required to produce 1 unit of bananas, right? Okay. I put here 1 bananas, not 1 unit, but 1 bananas here. So 1 unit of label, how many bananas can you produce? 0.5. Okay, 0.5 bananas. So altogether, 1 banana plus 0.5 bananas, this is equal to 1.5 bananas. Okay, this is 1.5. That means if you produce 1 unit of label, you need to forgo 1.5 units of bananas. Right? It's very clear. Right? This is question B. We just need to find the opportunity cost. So according to what I illustrate here, the opportunity cost is 1 unit of apple is 1.5 units of bananas. That is the opportunity cost. Next question. In the absence of trade, what would be the price of bananas in terms of, what would be the price of apples in terms of bananas be and why? Now recall, in the absence of trade, that means we don't use money to trade with each other. What we do is we exchange, like the barter system. In this assumption, if we don't trade, that means we don't use money for trade. We exchange goods for goods, apples for orange, or orange for bananas, whatever, like this. If this happens, which means that in the absence of trade, the wages will be cancelled out. There will be no wages, no trade, right? How do you have money to pay your labels? No trade, no money. In this case, the price of apple in terms of banana, this one is actually the relative price. This is the relative price of apples in terms of banana, which I can write in this way: PA over PB. This is the relative price. Now, in the absence of trade, this relative price will be equal to the opportunity cost. Because opportunity cost means how many units of bananas that you have to forgo if you produce 1 unit of apple. That will be your price. That will be your only relative price in the absence of trade. Because we use the barter system to exchange without money. Okay? So what you produce will be the value of that product. So the answer for this question is the relative price of apple in terms of banana is equal to the opportunity cost of apple in terms of bananas. That is the question. And for why, I have already explained to you just now. In the absence of trade without money, goods exchange for goods, wages will be cancelled out. If there are no wages, whatever you produce, there will be the value of that product. Consequently, the relative price between these 2 products will be equal to the opportunity cost. Okay, that's it. Right. Can I erase this already?
How did the label axis of the graph as capital L or small s?
You mean the axis here in the graph, the x and y?
how it label it as capital L over L A and the other one capital L over small n.
Oh, you mean capital and label?
Capital L
Capital L
over small l.
over small l.
Yeah. Label the label.
Oh, you mean this one?
No, the axis.
The axis here?
A and B.
A and B.
Yeah, if we label as capital L over small l.
Oh, no, because these two axes, it doesn't measure the input that we use. We measure the output. Means we have an apple and banana, right? So we put apple and bananas on these two axes. Okay, let's get the second question. Right. After we use this graph,
Bananas,
all right. Okay. This is the second question, yeah? And actually, this question follows the first question. In the first question, we talk about home. Home usually means the local domestic countries, okay? And in this question, is now another country, foreign. Whenever we heard about this word foreign, it means another country. With a label force of 800. Well, I hope you can remember. See, the first questions, the total units of label is 1,200, right? Now we have 800 because we will use this information in the subsequent questions. Foreign's unit of label requirements in apple production is 5, and while banana production is 1. Previously, how many? For apples we use 3, right? And banana we use 2. Now we have 5 and 1. This happens in foreigns, yeah? And question A, graph foreign's PPF. We use the same graph just now, just to amend a little bit of the information here. We still have the bananas on the y-axis and apples on the x-axis. We use the same, okay? But we still need to identify the value here. There should be some differences. Here. Can you tell me what is the value for banana? If this country allocate all 800 units of labels to produce banana, how many can they produce? 800? How do you get 800? 800 divided by 1, right? Because it uses 1 unit of labels to produce bananas. Okay, good. So I can put here 800. And what about this apple?
60.
160. Like this. Yeah. But although this question, it doesn't ask about the opportunity cost like the questions before, it's good if you can still provide information of opportunity cost here, okay? Which is this one. It means how many units of bananas that this country will have to let go in order to produce an additional unit of apple. So we use the same way, which is the opportunity cost of apple in terms of banana, because we have to use 5 units of apples to produce 5 units of labels to produce apple. So I put here 5, and this is 1, right? Oh, sorry. This is 1. This will be equals to 5. This is 5 units in terms of what? 5 units of, I put here, This is 5 units of what? Bananas or apple? Bananas. Okay? This is banana. Right, you see the difference now? Between home and forest. How many units of bananas that home should forgo? 1.5. Okay? And in forest, it forgo 5. You can see the intensiveness and the differences between these two countries now in terms of opportunity cost. Okay? We are actually moving to the end of understanding the gains from trade. But this is the process to identify the pattern of trade. Now you see the difference between home and forest. Yeah? Okay. Next question. Construct the world relative supply curve. So I'm gonna erase this one also. Okay. Okay, when we want to plot the world relative supply curve, as the name implies here, relative supply curve, the label on this graph is different, it's not the same. Here, because it's supply curve, usually this x-axis, this y-axis, we measures the price. Okay, but since this is a relative supply curve, we put here, this is P A over P B. The relative price of apple in terms of bananas. On this side, we measure the relative quantity, which is, I have to use more space right here. Right. This is I put here the quantity of the quantity of apple relative to the quantity of banana, and this one is home plus forest. Okay, home plus forest, meaning the quantity of apple between home and forest relative to the quantity of bananas between home and forest, right? Okay, now you can also provide an indications right before you answering this question, meaning we can put here F is what, and then H is what, is a 4, right? I'm gonna delete this information just to save space here. Okay. Now the relative supply curve, as you learned before in the classroom, it looks something like this. This is a horizontal line, okay, and then we have this vertical line, and then we have horizontal lines again. Looks something like this. Don't forget to label S, C. Okay. The relative supply curve. There are other informations that you must complete here, which is this and this. What is this? Meaning we have to find the relative prices and also the quantity. Better use a dash, dash line right here. Okay. The information that we need to identify here is these, and this. if you refer back to the lecture notes, you will recognize that the two informations here, this one and this one, are equal to the opportunity cost between the two countries. So, if you remember our answer just now, question 1, in question 1, what is the value for opportunity cost? 3 over 2, right? 1.5. Okay? And then the other countries, for us, 5. So we have one big value, one small value. Why don't we put here? This is 5. This is 1.5. Right? Okay. Now from here, have we answered the questions? Actually, not yet. We still have one more information needed here. This is the relative quantity between these two countries. But how do we know this? Based on this graph here, there is one implication. Meaning, I have to put here. I just write big color. A. This is B. This is the opportunity cost of apple in terms of banana at home. And we have this relative price, and then we have same things, the opportunity cost of apples in terms of bananas. This happens to be in foreign. The formula requires that the relative price is biggest in the opportunity cost at home, but smallest in foreign. This is the formulas, the conditions we learned from the lectures. This condition also means country home should specialize in apple, and foreign should specialize in bananas. Okay. Now, why this happened? We can look at this. Wait, I will remove this one just to get more space right here, because I want to explain to you something very important here. This side, look at this side. This side actually means the relative price of apples to banana is bigger than the opportunity cost of apples to banana at home. Because the relative price of apple in terms of banana is bigger than the opportunity cost, that means home should specialize in apple or bananas. In apples, right? In apples. But what about foreigns? The foreigns here. What does it mean? What about if you look at foreigns, you can put yourself in foreigns. Look at the same things like you are in home. Okay, let's do this. I just reverse the price. PB here and PA. This one also bigger than the opportunity cost of B in terms of A. This happens to be in foreign. The same concept applies. Whenever the price, the relative price is bigger than the opportunity cost, we specialize in that product. If you look at the purple here, the purple part here, the relative price of bananas in terms of apples bigger than the opportunity cost to produce bananas in terms of apples in foreigns. That means foreigns should specialize in bananas. Okay? And later I will maybe we will use some numerical values to prove this is true. But this is what we this is our logic to find specialization. That means based on this graph, what we have here is we have 1.5. This one should be less than the relative price, and the relative price should be less than 5. This is what we try to find, actually. Yeah? Meaning that if we can find any graph, like this. We can find a relative demand curve in the middle, in the vertical part here. That means we fulfill this condition. We assume this happens. That means Hope will specialize in apple and Foreign specializes in bananas. Specializations means the countries will allocate all resources to produce their products in this question. For example, Home has 1,200 units of labels, right? If Home specializes in apple, the 1,200 units of labels will all be allocated to produce apples. Then how many units of apples can we produce? You remember? You remember how many units? Question mark. If 1,200 units of label all allocated to produce apple, how many units? How many units of apples? 400. Is it 400?
Apple.
Apples, right? 400. Okay. I just write here. This is 400. If Home produce all apple, no bananas. What about foreigners? We say here foreigners will specialize in bananas, correct? Therefore, foreigners will allocate all labels to produce bananas, no apples at all.
ท่าน
Foreigners, based on question 2 here, it has 800 bananas, labels. And then if these 800 will allocate it to produce banana, how many units produce? 800 also. Okay, then we put here, this is 800. What is the value here? 0.5. 0.5. Okay. 1/2, or you can put 1.5. This is the relative quantity that we want. This graph. Right, based on the question. Based on the questions here, construct the word relative supply curve. We already constructed the graph, the red line, and the labels also. I mean the relative prices and the relative quantity. You must give all this information. Yeah. Right. Let's move on to the next question. I will remove this one, okay? Here's the next question. Now suppose the word relative demand takes the following form. Demand for apples divided by the demand for bananas is equals to the price of bananas divided by the price of apple. Graph the relative demand curve along with the relative supply curve. Okay, we still need to use the relative supply curve, so I think it's better get back this information. This graph, we will use this graph. Okay, right? But this question is a bit too tricky. When you, this question asks you to plot the relative demand curve, just like what I demonstrate to you in this the black line. This is the relative demand curve. Okay, but this question also requires you to use some quantity and price before you can plot. Not just this, like the black one I plot here. You need some information about the quantity and price before you put the relative demand curve. So, as I said, this question could be a bit tricky because we are not provided with data about quantity and price. So